You know, to my knowledge, I don't know another church anywhere like the Cape Vineyard. Now, that's not always a good thing. Sometimes it may be because you have such an ugly pastor. Thank God for Pastor Kim. She brings the beauty to the scene. But we use the word ugly to represent broken, weak, flawed human people. We're an ugly church. Beautiful facility, and it's beautiful people filled with the love of Jesus, but we don't hide our ugliness, our need for Christ. One of the celebrations of this church that we're anchored in, it's part of our DNA, is that almost every service ends with a call to come to Jesus Christ. It's the bottom line to everything we do. We don't have a hidden agenda. It's not, well, let's bait and switch. We want people to fall in love with Jesus. We want people to hear the gospel and be given an opportunity to respond. Many churches have drifted from being that direct, that kind of in your face, but we don't do it in a those of you that know us, we do it in a celebrative way. But we ring the bell at the Cape Vineyard. We live to hear the bell ring. What that bell ringing represents is the parables that Jesus told of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son. Each of the parable, three of them, they end with there's celebration in the presence of the angels of God. There's celebration coming from God. There's a joy that nothing else moves him like one lost sheep coming home. He celebrates one more than the 1,000 other accomplishments that might happen on this planet on that day. He shushes heaven. He listens to hear that bell ring. I believe all of heaven becomes quiet when that bell rings. It's kind of like if you've ever been in a birthing ward in the hospital, and many of them have there, they play a certain song when a baby's born, and everybody kind of stops and gets teary eyes and remembers back, and there's a new life that's come into the world. But I'm gonna tell you something, when we ring that bell, it's a proclamation that transformation has begun in the life of some lost person that's been far from God. We celebrate it like nothing else. We applaud, we clap, because that reminds us over and over again why Christ died, why he gave us the responsibility to invite our friends to Christ, to invite our friends that are far from God to come to church. It's why we do all that we do to love on people, welcome people, because we want to offer them the good news of Jesus Christ. But good news that's not responded to or given the opportunity to respond to is going to be good news that can often be stolen from them. But we make the call. We say, stand where you are and say, I say yes to Jesus as my Lord, just like the Bible says. And when they do that, we ring that bell. And we celebrate with all of heaven. I'd love you to give me a date when the bell was rang for you at the Vineyard. Or maybe you came to Christ, the date you came to Christ at a different church. But I'd love to know, when was the bell rung for you here at the Vineyard? Bless you, and let's listen for that bell to ring this weekend.